Yeah, so for anyone that's interested, I've been started sewing this year about 2 months ago in October. And I've made a few things, so I thought I'd come on, share what I've made for anyone that's interested. If you're not, don't watch. So I've probably finished about 7 garments, and then I've got maybe 3 that aren't finished that I will hopefully go back to, that I just don't have any motivation for at the moment. So I thought I'd go through, show you what I've done, show you each piece, and then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like about them, and just how they fit, and kind of what they're made from. So I've been trying to, as much as possible, use secondhand fabrics, secondhand threads, buttons that are secondhand, just trying to reuse as much as possible. I've been really conscious about how much we consume, how much is going to landfill, how much it's just how much money is just being wasted on getting these things that are cheaply made that you wear a couple times and then throw out. So I was really hoping that through this I'd be able to make my own stuff. I never used to sew, so this is just like a whole new thing for me. Yeah. Very first top, I love this. It's 100% cotton, so it's so breathable. It also feels really like kind of warm on the skin, but not too much that you're overly sweaty and gross. I love this little cuff section, and I'm very proud of this. Things that I would change is I do actually have an extra button, which is from an op shop. They all came together in a little packet, and I thought they were so perfect for this, and they fit in so well with the design. But I'd really like to just add an extra one at the top, so if I want to button up higher, I can. Because at the moment it can be a bit loose, which is great, but when you go like this, like, don't really want people to see that. Yeah, so with this pattern, I really like, it's got this little bunching up here, I don't know what it's called, I can't remember, and up here, and then also at the back there. So that was something that I'd never really even thought how to do. And this shirt was really hard. I sewed it and I unpicked it, and I sewed it and I unpicked it, and it took me so long to do something that probably shouldn't have taken as long, although it's saying that it is my first actual sewing project that I started. So overall really happy with this. So yeah, this was an old bed sheet, as were the pants that match it. Alright, so these pants, things I don't like. I don't actually like the pattern. It's meant to be a size 10, but they're actually like an old size 10. So it's a little bit tighter in some areas that you kind of don't want it to be tighter. And I also don't like the lower kind of waist. I prefer it just a bit higher. But that is also because, unfortunately, I had to have a cesarean, so when things rub up here, it's extremely uncomfortable. So, yeah, so with this one, don't like the pattern that I used, but they are my first pants. And also with the drawstrings, it's set on the pattern to do a certain amount of elastic on the back, which I did, and it's way too much elastic, so it makes this really, really loose and not as like tight to try and tie up. So I don't like that because it's like I just tied it up. I've made it pretty tight, and then it's just kind of loosened up because of the amount of elastic that has been put in it. So yeah, that's first attempt pants. Yeah, so what I really love about this set is I use the top half of the fabric for this part and the bottom half for this part. So all of the pictures are facing obviously the correct way up, but also the top half of the fabric has different patterns to the bottom. So it's all nursery rhymes. At the top it has cows jumping over the moon and whatnot, and then on the bottom it has completely different nursery rhymes. So it's two pieces that match, but are different. And then the other thing I really love about it is I tried, and it's not very well executed, but I tried doing up here it has nursery rhymes, and here it says nursery rhymes, and then on the bottom it has nursery rhymes written on the bottom there. So that was the kind of plan that I had for it. So yeah, pretty happy with this. I thought I'd put a singlet and shorts on underneath my clothes today so that I wouldn't flash anyone, because I knew that I made these shorts and the way that I stitched them is I used up probably a bit more than I was meant to of the fabric to make it look super neat, and they just are way too tight. And look, it comes down at the back here, which is not ideal for when you're bending over because people are going to see down your bum crack. So, too short, but I think it's mainly because too tight. If they were a bit looser, they'd probably sit a little bit more low. Although in saying that, I don't know about this. So these ones, again, they're my size, but they're not really my size. And again, with this, like the pants, I didn't cut these or finish them, to be honest. But I probably will. So my plan is to unpick and then re-sew, and then hopefully that'll give me a bit more room. It won't be as neat as a seam anymore, but that's okay because at least then they'll fit. And yeah, these I don't love. I was actually never planning on doing the pants. I was only planning on doing the shirt and shorts to match, but then I had enough of the fabric to be able to do shorts and pants. I was like, heck yeah, I'll do shorts and pants, and I can wear this shirt with either one, and then I have two different outfits from the same pattern, or fabric pattern. So yeah, so don't love these at all. Same problem with the elastic. Too much elastic was used, so it's just not as snug as it should be to be able to tie up. But I would love these if they fit, but they don't, so I don't. For this shirt, I love this shirt. I think I may have done it a size bigger. I can't remember, but this is exactly the same pattern as the last shirt. Same little ruffling and the back, but difference being this is the second one of the exact same pattern, so I knew exactly what I was doing now. I was still actually figuring out and learning what things meant while doing it, and again, I love these cuff section, and I love, yeah, I just love the pattern and everything. So this one was made from a tablecloth, and the buttons, again, secondhand from an op shop. Only had 4 that came in the little pack, so I've just used those. But I'm really happy. I like the placement of where I put them. And I can just undo this one if I want a different look. But yeah, this is just a tablecloth, and I only just had enough fabric for it. So I'm really happy with this, and I like the thicker fabric. It kind of sits a bit better than the last one. I also don't really have to iron it because it's thick. I mean, Probably would look nice, but who cares, because by the time I wear it out, it'll be ironed from my body. So there, that's my favourite shirt, to be honest. And there's nothing I don't like about this. I did a much neater job. Inside is so much better too, so hands down. Alright, so this one is not actually finished. I was going to put buttons on it. Little orange ones that actually match really well with the inside of all the flowers here and here and the inside of that one. And it's got these two pockets at the front there. Sorry, the lighting's probably terrible. Which I thought was really cool because I hadn't done any pockets. The other two shirts that I was doing, they had a pocket that was meant to go on the pattern, but I just chose not to do it both times. The tablecloth one I couldn't because I didn't have enough fabric. But yeah, the first one I just decided not to, and I might add it on. It wouldn't be hard for me to add it on, but I just haven't. So yeah, this one I did the two pockets at the front here, which is actually really helpful for fitting your phone in if you want. And then I was going to do, and I probably will still do, the buttons going up. I just haven't gotten around to it. So this one's a bit of a tighter fit compared to the other one. Completely different pattern, and half of the pattern was missing. I love this one too. It's also made from some sheets. I feel like it's not as neatly, there's some thread, executed as the tablecloth one. But it's different fabric, so it's going to act differently. And maybe if I had just done it up a bit higher, it would probably fit just a bit better, because at the moment, it kind of, if you go like this, it'll kind of sit out like that because it reaches my bum and then it just goes out. But yeah, maybe I'd do it up a bit higher. I still can, I just haven't, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I love the fabric so much. So yeah, there's that. No, so these pants, I love these pants. I love them so much. I probably love them more than I like the top. These are the same pattern as I used for my first pants, except because I already did the first ones and I knew what I didn't like about it, I changed it and I just added a bit more fabric up the top and I cut the leg at the bottom. So I was like, I want it a bit shorter so that when I wear like my higher shoes, it shows the whole shoe and sits really nicely. And then a higher waist. I also put less elastic at the back there, so when it ties up, it ties really nice and tight, and it does have just a little bit of give from the elastic that when I sit down, it doesn't feel like I'm being suffocated. So I love this. Very happy. I did have to obviously make this a bit loose to get over my hips. And like maybe if I were to do these again, I'd probably just do a zipper or maybe some buttons. So that way I don't have to have so much excess fabric at the top here. But I don't really mind that it just kind of bunches in and then I can just kind of move it so that it's not just a big bunch of fabric at the front. So yeah, I really love these. Again, really love the pattern. Super happy. I'm glad I changed it. I think I made them a little bit wider as well so that it was a bit of a looser fit compared to the last ones that I did. And so this one I made from a quilted pillowcase. This part at the top was the backing of it, and then all down here and the back there was the actual front of the pillowcase. So I didn't have a whole lot of fabric to work with because of that. So obviously the lining is a different fabric, from just a bed sheet. And then I made these little buttons with leftover fabric. There was like a frill around the edge of the pillowcase, so I used that, cut it up and made it into these little loop-de-loops. I don't like the shape of this at all. I do have to actually, if I want it to fit better, cut it and just sew it again like that so it actually fits. I also am not a huge fan of where I place the buttons because it feels like it goes out heaps here and makes my tummy look bigger than it actually is. Whereas if I had probably just done these a little bit less close, it wouldn't make me look like this. So I love the fabric, and I think if it was better executed it would be great, but I didn't have a pattern to go off. I made it up, which is why I've got this big gaping hole here, but again, I could easily fix it if I just were to cut and resew. But the reason why I didn't and I haven't done that is because, first of all, I can't be bothered, and second, I was trying to make it reversible. So the whole inside I tried to make as neat as possible so that I could just wear it if I wanted to. Wear it this way. But if I cut it and resew it, it will probably look really messy. Unless, I mean, there is ways of making it nice and neat and clean. But to be honest, I can't be bothered because it took so long to do this in the first place. But yeah, I like the V in the back there. And I like the fabric. So I think I did a good job considering I didn't have a pattern and I just made it up myself. But I think I just need to fix like a couple things and then I'd absolutely love it. So there you go. Okay, so this, obviously you're not meant to wear shirts underneath, but this is just what you're getting today. This one took a while. I specifically made this for our friend's wedding, which was a garden formal attire kind of occasion. So this top here is made out of a pillowcase. These frilly bits are made from 2 different doona covers, and then the inside I did lining, and that was from another some fabric from a doona cover that my mum had given me. So that's this bit inside, which is spotty, which I like. So this one, it was inspired by a dress I saw in the shops in Maitland when I was walking down the street, and it was this beautiful dress, long. The frills weren't as puffy, they were a bit more flowy, I guess, and the colours were super bright and beautiful. But this is the fabric I had, and I didn't actually want one. I didn't want a dress that went all the way down to the ground like the other one did because it'd be too hot, and I don't know, I just wanted to try something different. So I made this up. It was a lot of trying on and cutting and sewing and trying on and pinning and sewing and unpicking. And then eventually this is the outcome. So I got some pads from inside of one of my bras where it can come in and out, and I sewed them in. Also got on the sides here, because when I tried it on, because I don't wear a bra with this one, I didn't want my boobs to fall out, so I put, for boning here, I put some, what's it called, zip ties, and just sewed them in so it's got a bit of structure. Although in saying that, it doesn't really need it now that we kind of, we being me and my sister-in-law, altered it a whole heap to try and actually fit me, because I ran out of time. I thought I had enough time. I waited till the last minute, and then it just wasn't fitting anymore because I unpicked what I'd already sewn. So yeah, thank you, Sophie, for helping me. So I'll just show you the inside. First I cut out, I think I did the top first, and then I cut out the skirt, and then I sewed all of the pieces to the skirt at the bottom here, and I had to do it in line as well, which I'm so glad I did, because I actually, on the day of the wedding, had this bit rip, and that's just because of the way that I did it, and I did it wrong, but I did it just however I thought, and I wasn't too worried because it's my first thing I've ever sewn that from scratch, like dress-wise, that is. But that's like this fitting. So yeah, so that's the inside, and I'm really proud of how kind of neat it is. But yeah, definitely Sophie helped me so much with the fixing the zipper and making it fit properly, because by the time it was the night before the wedding and my brain wasn't working anymore, and I was like, I just can't do this, like I just need your help. And she did an amazing job, so thank you, Sophie. But yeah, we put a zipper in the back, so yeah, again, everything here is secondhand. So I reused the cups from my bra, and all the fabric is secondhand, and all the thread is secondhand also. So there we go, and the zipper as well. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing everything I've made this year. I hope that next year, I plan to do this again next year, that the quality of what I've made is better, and hopefully a more wider range of things that I can make. That would be great. But for those that were wondering about if I'm planning on selling, maybe eventually, but not at the moment, because I feel like it won't be as enjoyable, and I don't want to do it if it feels like a job. I really want to just learn and enjoy what I'm doing. So it's mainly just been me trying to make clothes that I want to wear and learn how to do different things with sewing. So my goal for next year is to not buy any new clothes. Ideally, I'd like to make everything that I own and reuse materials as much as possible. So I really want to just focus on not spending money on new things that I won't wear. So